Hi everybody, Aaron Portsline, Allison Lucan here, back in Nationwide Arena. Blue Jackets fall to the Rangers tonight, 3-1. Allison, this team does not feel like they're playing their game now. I think they did against Tampa. They got rewarded with it for a point. They wanted two. You know how that game ended. I think they've gotten away from it now. Buffalo and the Rangers tonight. Not so many defensive breakdowns tonight against the Rangers, but just not their crisp usual self.
Yeah, you didn't feel the confidence from their play at all. You didn't feel structure to the appropriate degree in their play.
Yeah.
I don't think the crowd feels it because the crowd was not behind them. And that's not a diss on the crowd. That's just there was a feel to this game.
For sure.
That this was not the Blue Jackets at their Blue Jackety best.
Yes. It's starting to feel like a team whose injuries are catching up to them. We've joked many times about leaving this building wondering how they just did that. Is this going to catch up to them at some point? Certainly you look back to the Seth Jones injury as sort of the tipping point. They played pretty well again against Tampa, but not the game they wanted these last two. How big of a loss? There are others, Josh Anderson, Cam Atkinson, we could go on and on. But how big is that loss, Seth Jones?
I mean, it's huge, and I think what's interesting to me is still how it sorts itself, what it means, really. Yes. I don't think we know what it actually means yet.
Right.
I think there's an off-ice impact.
Sure.
Some of the things I already mentioned. There's Zach Werenski had a 3.5-minute shift on the power play tonight. There's also, as we've talked about, an opportunity here for someone like Zach Werenski to bloom into more of what he can be.
Right.
But I don't think we know yet what that impact is.
Yeah. Blue Jackets give up a goal to the Rangers 22 seconds into the game. Buchnevich, a great redirection.
Beautiful.
Kind of the Blue Jackets get their game going again in the second period. They pull even 1-1 with 1 minute 8 seconds left. Just a crazy goal by Bjorkstrand.
Yeah.
Blind, you can't even see the goalie. He's just shooting in the general direction. And it's 1-1. Then they drag it late into the third. They take it too many men on the ice penalty. A crusher. They actually kill the penalty, Allison, but 2 seconds after the penalty expires, the Rangers score, and then they ice it from there. My point is, even the penalty kill, although they don't get dinged for this tonight, even the penalty kill, that did not look like a very authoritative penalty kill by them tonight. A lot of time in their zone.
Yeah, for sure. And they even, Elvis said, New York went for that play from below the goal comes off a below the goal line pass, low to high, right in the slot. They weren't sharp. They just were not a sharp team.
Yeah. And the only guy that scores to them is Bjorkstrand. Lots of guys are slumping right now. Foligno is slumping. Boone Jenner has a chance. It's 1-1. He has a short breakaway, shorthanded off the iron. Boy, is this game different perhaps if he scores on that. They didn't have Liam Foudy tonight, which shouldn't be a big deal. But it's pretty clear by their actions calling him up. They feel like it's a pretty big deal and they need him here. How can they possibly get this going? They've got New Jersey on Sunday. They've got Philly on Tuesday. They're still in a playoff spot, but this thing could slip away pretty quick if they don't start to awaken on one end of the ice and get back to being their tough defensive selves on the other.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see what Torts does with his lines. Early on, the Stenlund, Bemstrom, Milano line was really going well, and then Tortorella switches Stenlund with Dubois to maybe, I guess, shift some of Stenlund's energy to that line. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. I don't know. Maybe if you had left 11, 52, 22 together, they were creating quite a bit, but they have got to get going for sure. And quite frankly, the second period was good, but they sat back in the third, even before that penalty. They were not pushing for the win. They were playing.
I agree.
And that was it.
I agree. And I probably should have mentioned this earlier. This is poor moderation on my part. Pierre-Luc Dubois does not play the final 6.5 minutes of the game in Buffalo, regulation. Doesn't play at all in the overtime, which is rare for him. He was demoted rather significantly here late in the first period. You mentioned Stenlund moving up. John Tortorella, given a chance to explain where this at, basically said, I'm paraphrasing here, I was trying to win the game. We needed to score a goal, and I was trying to win the game. That's why I didn't play Pierre-Luc Dubois as much. And you go, oh boy, like that. There's something going on there with Pierre-Luc Dubois. They need him as their number one center if they're going to do anything here in this
Right.
stretch.
For sure. I mean, this is a guy who, not even the points, but when he's on his game, I mean, he's got the nickname Moose for a reason.
Right.
And you need that. You saw guys get knocked off pucks, lose pucks here tonight.
Right.
You need the play that pushes the puck through the way you need it to
Yeah.
go and doesn't just acquiesce.
Yeah, not a lot of authority in the Blue Jackets game right now. They lose 3-1 to the Rangers. We'll talk to you. I'll talk to you Sunday from New Jersey. So thanks for watching. Thanks for reading. Thanks for listening.
Subscribe to our podcast. We're on all the major
Yes.
providers, so click
Front end
subscribe,
nationwide.
and you'll always get all our episodes. They'll all be free. So,
Awesome.
thanks.